So I just put 6 Obliterum on the AH, and yeah, it's got, oh, all 6 are gone. One, two, three, four, 5. Oh, sorry, 5 are gone out of the 6. Yeah, strategies. Look, I was selling it earlier today when I was up at, geez, what time was I up at? 4, 5 o'clock in the morning before I had to go to work. And I ran around and noticed straight away that I jumped on Whalehead and I said, what can you do? Oh, there's 6 gone. What can you do to gear up in patch 7.25? And it said crafter gear can now go up to 900 eye level. Now, in the course of being a max tailor, max enchanter, which is a great synergy of classes, especially for a clothy, you can enchant your gear and you can make some gear. An example that I think I'm wearing at the moment, I think I've got 2 pieces, if not 3. I already had a couple of 900 rings, and before I had those, I had a crafted ring made by someone on the AH, but it had 2 very good stats on it, Mastery and Haste. Mastery has been the main stacker for Affliction since day dot, and Haste was good for Demonology. So I had a bit of Haste, and lucky enough, that's very, very similar between the 2 of these rings, and I've been able to, stack them. So I was on 875, and it just, for a couple of Obliterum, I was able to produce that up to 875 to 900, and then I decided while I was doing that, I could see people on trade chat were crapping on about getting gear and all the rest of it. So I had a pure mastery chest. I took that up to 900. Again, made by the same bloke as the ring, as you can see there. I don't know what the odds of that are. And then I was trying to 2 things. I was trying to what's the currency? Another shard flip, because I'd saved up 30,000 on before this patch, but nothing had changed. So I thought, oh well, bugger it. What's the point? And so I tried for new shoulders and a helm. I got a helm from I think it was 880 or 885, one up to 905. Not the best stats on it, but it was an upgrade. And I decided, well, look, I'll while I was making shoulders, I got a pure haste one, so I decided, why not? And I jacked that up to 900. So if you're not aware, your crafter gear, you can now take to 900 eye level. So rings, various, depending on, from a tailor point of view, from leather makers, whoever, plate, whatever like that, it's up to you. Like I said, you can build your own stats, and that's what it's really about. And a lot of people getting onto it, and I noticed, I did notice the, where's the, let me just, where is that? Pardon me, I'm clicking everything. I might just do this again. Shut you off. Shopping, there you go. Obliterum. I thought, well, if I'm using Obliterum, people have got to be doing the same thing. So, going by my stats, the price of Obliterum was up by 300%. Actually, I was selling my Obliterum pieces, 7 o'clock, about 12 hours ago, between 4 to 8 a.m. before I headed off. I was selling them for 4.5, 4.7. So I did alright. I sold a few, and I've just sold some more. So I need to shut up. Tailoring, you've got a couple of different ways to reduce ash. Let's see here. So look, I've got 1,000 Obliterum ash already. Oh geez, I don't need to muck it. I don't need to go anywhere. See, for Tailor, the best combo has been this one. It involves bloods and imbued silkweave, and to make that, you need to have this one. And I've got. You can buy it for where the price is about 80 to 100 for Laylid shards. I think where they are. Laylite shards, and then converting them into the dust. But being a tailor, I can literally make low-level gear like any of these here. Whatever has the lowest usage. Yeah, I make say 20 of them. I then disenchant and I get 20 Laylite shards, occasional chaos crystal, and I get a few bloods out of it as well. And in turn, that keeps me producing. So I bought these this morning for about 2 to 3 gold per per cloth, and the conversion and everything like that makes me is hugely profitable at the moment. It was, well, especially when you're selling nearly 4.5 to 5,000 gold. The best producers of ash is here product, which turns into Obliterum, which you use with the Obliterum Forge there in Dalaran. I used to use this because all it uses is bloods, and you use 6 of those. But when you burn these in the Obliterum Forge, you get approximately about 20 to 23 ash per unit. But with this one, still 2 bloods, still 6 imbued silkweave. Okay, some of the dust, 4 dust per make, but I was getting between 95 to 100 103. So for very, very similar cost or slightly dearer, I just found that to be more money. Now, imbued silkweave clothes, I'm not sure how much that, but at 55, it's just not interested. You'll burn through your profitability very quickly, or it just uses up more of your resources. Like, so this is only viable when you've got a lot of bloods. I had originally about 400, 450 to, I think it's 490 to be honest with you. So I've used a couple of hundred to make some rings for myself, and then cash those in. And if I'd started earlier, I'd probably have an extra, I don't know. I think the amount that's in my bank now, in my mailbox, is all good. So what we'll do, I'll just show you if you're not aware how this works. So what we'll do is we'll just check out Obliterum. This is the trade skills add-on. Okay, the prices are 2788, so people are buying up fairly quickly. I don't think I have any stock. Like, some people are stupid, like they put so much stock up on 55.1. That's just, yeah, people are going to buy, but to me that just shows someone's just, it's like fishing with TNT in your local creek bed or something. It's just retarded. Alright, so we've got 1,000 ash, we've got 1,010 ash, but we're going to go 1,000 ash. 100 makes a chunk off Obliterum, so let's go. There's one. Okay, that cost there to make those 10, I think my profit margin is ridiculously high. I'm maybe talking, I'll do the calculations because I don't want to overquote or underquote. So there's 10. Now, the best advice I can say when putting any product, it doesn't matter. If you're really trying to sell, the truth is, you need to play a game. You'd be stupid to whack everything up in one hit. Yeah, someone come along and buy your whole stack, but if it's when it costs real serious money, and you've got competition because there's a lot of people posting here, what we're going to do, 2, 7. We'll just put it under that. We'll make 5. I'm a bit, I haven't used AH for a while actually. I was making, well, I grossed well over $1 million in gold, and I had savings of about 750, nearly 800k, and then I went and spent some money on some gear and shit. Well, I should be reinvesting it back in the AH. But anyway, that's on the market. Let's just see what we've got in our mailbox. Mind you, we've got another 6 coming through at nearly 2,800. So you can do the math. What's that? 6, near 18 grand or 15 grand, somewhere in between there. All right, we're selling some dust, and we're selling some Obliterum as well. So let's just bring it all in. So that's 20 grand. Without really trying. Yeah, and the smart thing is, look, if you're trying to sell, what I tend to do is I'll queue dungeons or PvP. I'll make sure I have all the materials that I need to craft something. And what I'll tend not to do is, it really depends on the market you're in and what you're trying to sell. Like I've been lazy for the last 6 months. I probably could have double the money. I could probably have 2 million gold sitting in my account, but I didn't play the game in any activity because, as I said, I've got it's been well over a year and a bit, and you're probably sick of me saying it, but ligament damage on my right hand, and just holding a mouse and using my hand that way. Like, I'm still struggling with weights and stuff at the moment, but um, just had no desire to, especially when you're doing work and you're using a mouse and you're scrolling through bloody spreadsheets and data and marketing and doing all this sort of stuff. And the last thing I want to do is come home and jump on the computer and do that again, because it wasn't fun for me. And so I've got to be playing the AH. But the only advice I can give you if you're playing the AH is have the materials you need. Try to dominate, spread your, honestly, I should be playing in the enchanting market as well. But the profitability was 6 months to, what is it, June? So back in October, August through to about November, I made a killing out of it. And I just exclusively in that market. And I was just, had all the materials on me because there was quite a bit of money per item. I would put the big ones up and only put 1 or 2 up because, the profitability is quite good. You weren't selling like 10 like that quick, but there was enough people buying, but you're always up against competition from other players. And so I tend to keep all my materials on me, and I sort of I sort of only make it if it's selling. And if it's selling, because sometimes there is a bit of a run, peak times, like raiding, back in the day when potions and stuff like that, people going at raids, they come in and buy. So prime time server time on your server, people, before a raid, they'd buy tons of potions and enchants and things like that. So there is peak times, and you got to, and there's an Australian peak time, and then there's also American peak time on this server. You notice it that there's a bit of a crossover or synergy between Australia and the Americans, and I think are the number 1 and 2 players on the server. And because you come here prime time, Australian time, which is about 7 o'clock. I'm in Iron Forge because it's quiet, and all the other parts of the server, like Dalaran and the Alliance capital, all chock-a-block full of people. So to me, keep your stock on board, make it as you need, put a few up here or there. So look, I bet you if we go checking, we've already been undercut. And I'm not afraid to pull my stock off and relist it. No, I'm still the number one. So, I don't know. There we go. We're selling.
And then another